Okay, Northeast weather now. Future meteorologist, soon to be next year, Greg Leone, and here we are on the evening of the 24th, Monday, and we're anticipating a major nor'easter to impact the region in the Northeast. It's going to be a real terrible travel day on Wednesday, one of the busiest travel days of the year, and it's probably the worst possible scenario. Worst case scenario, that is. So here we go. We're going to look at the models. Here's the 18Z GFS. GFS has been pretty consistent over the last few days, with a track to about the benchmark, 40 north, 70 west. And here we are at 15Z, 10 a.m., and the snow is already streaking across southern New England. I think it will start as some rain too, especially along on the coast. These boundary layer temperatures are so marginal this time of year. There's no Arctic high to the north. It's really a situation where it was just 60 degrees today, so it was really a situation where we have to worry about that, even though it's cold at the upper levels, 850 millibars. You can't just look at that. You have to look down to the surface, especially in the areas with low elevation, and especially along the coast on the immediate beaches. That water temperature is, while it's cold for us, at 55 degrees, it's warm for when we're talking with a coastal front setting up in a snowstorm in late November. Much different scenario. So here we are. Here's a storm. I think this track is a tad far east. I think the GFS has been a little too far east. I like the European ensemble mean solution. I'll give you a look at that. Let's bring that up here, actually. But anyway, start time in Connecticut, in southern New England, from south to north, it's between 7:10 a.m. Wednesday, and the worst will be 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. with the worst right in the middle of the evening commute. 4 or 5 o'clock is when the snow will be really coming down. Again, like I said, starting as a little bit of a mixed rain and snow mixture. I'm not too worried about ice, but there will be some sleet mixing in. The European, especially the deterministic run, has been noting some warm air in the mid levels around 700 millibars that may have some sleet go in as far north as Hartford. So I'll get into the snow accumulations in a minute. Let me just show you the European ensemble here. So the last few days, the European has been pretty extreme with the solution. The full phase, it had the energy here. Further along in a fuller phase, kept bringing the storm back west, and there was, I think we all thought, I think it was yesterday's 12Z run that was too far west. It took the surface low right over southern New England, and the 850 millibar low was way too far west to get significant snow in southern New England. It would have been a real northern New England type event, central New England. But as I said, I thought that was too far west, and I think the envelope of solutions is starting to close near the 40 near the benchmark, maybe slightly west of that. Over Nantucket is kind of the track I like. And we can see the surface low. Actually, 72 hours. It's already gone by, but it goes basically right over the benchmark, or just west. I mean, on the European. GFS is tad southeast. The Canadian, I think, has been kind of out to lunch. I'm not really even paying attention to that. The NAM is starting to get into range, starting to get itself together. So we'll see. We'll see on that. If I can get this. Okay, so we got winter storm watches. Let's go over the snow accumulations totals here. Winter storm watches pretty much west of the big cities, DC, Baltimore. I think New York City is included. I think it's west of Boston. The immediate I-95 corridor is going to have a real hard time with this. As I said, those boundary layer temperatures, those surface temperatures are quite marginal. They're going to be in the mid-upper 30s. The dynamic cooling process with the developing storm will only do so much with a 50-degree water temperature and a coastal front setting up. So I think New York, I think a few inches, I mean 3 or 4 inches are possible. You're going to mix in some sleet. You're going to rain. Philadelphia, I like a couple inches of slop especially at the back end of the storm. Same thing with Boston. Boston could see 3 or 4 at the most, but I think again it's going to be sloppy. And I think Logan will see, under 2 inches just west, In Boston Metro, 2, 3 inches, and further west, keep adding it up until you get to Worcester, about 6 to 10. I'm expecting, I think, 3 or 4 in Providence is a decent bet. And then once you get back into inland Connecticut, Hartford area, I like 4 to 8. Um, Up through the Springfield Valley, and the jackpot zone I think will be the Berkshires in northwest Connecticut. I think 6 to 12. I don't think we'll top 12. I like 12 is around the max. They'll get better ratios up there as well. Southern Vermont, New Hampshire, I like 6 to 12. Up into Maine, 4 to 8, and Albany, I like 6 to 12 also. And then back towards Harrisburg, I like 6 to 10 as well. Again, worst part of the storm, 1 p.m. to 7 p.m., and it should wrap up by midnight on on Wednesday evening, and Thursday Turkey Day should be white, but it will be a nice day, actually a little bit chilly, but not too bad. So let's just go back here. I don't know if I can go back here. Yeah, I don't need to show you the NAM. So anyway, those are my thoughts on this evening. High impact event. If you're traveling, do it tomorrow or do it early on Wednesday. It will be a nasty evening commute on Wednesday. Um, so there you have it. I'm meteorologist Greg Leone, future meteorologist, and I hope everyone has a wonderful Thanksgiving.